Hello, and welcome back to Budget Beauty. I am Lindsay Beatty, and this is our weekly episode where I do my makeup from start to finish and show you a look that I've come up with and pick the color scheme possibly, and just talk about makeup and things going on with me. So this week, we're doing green. And I was like, I got new makeup that I was like, you know what, let's use this and see how it works and put it together and try it because some of the stuff I have not yet tried. So I was like, let me try it a little bit and see and see how it works together before we do a full face darling episode with it. So let's get started. So this week is green. And as you can see, my main man, Loki. I am a massive Marvel head. So I like to say I have a PhD in Marvel. And so, yes, I am excited. Doomsday is coming. And so it's coming in December. I've already booked the time. I think I'm gonna go see it, because I am off like right before or right after it comes out. So I think I'm gonna venture back to the movie theater, and I'm a book some time to go see it. So I'm debating. I want to see it with my friend that I used to work with, because he's also a Marvel fan. So and we've been talking about Doomsday for a minute. So I'm hoping that maybe we'll be able to go together. We'll get together and go, but we'll see. It's up in the air right now, but I am going to try to go to the movies to see it. The last time I went to the movies, and this tell you how long ago this was. The last time I went to the movies to see anything was Marvel's Avengers Endgame, and so we went to see that, and that was 2019, April of 2019. And then COVID kicked off the next year, and it was like, no movie theaters because we are sitting in a giant room with people that we don't know, and could possibly get sick. So I was like, no movies. So I haven't been to the movies since then, and we just watch stuff on streaming at the house. So any Marvel movie that has come out post Endgame, I've seen through streaming, most likely through Disney Plus, because I have Disney Plus, of course. Because also a massive Disney head. I'm a Disney adult. I'm a Disney adult enthusiast. So I was a Disney kid. So yeah, I have Disney Plus for other reasons other than Marvel, but also Marvel. So yeah, I'm very excited. But yes, today we're wearing Loki shirt and we're gonna do green. Loki is one of my favorite characters, and I think I have 2 Funko Pops of Loki. No, I have 3 Funko Pops of Loki. I have 2 of the same ones with horns. No, I have 2 of the same ones that are from the TV show, from this Loki TV show, because this is where this comes from. This is like a Loki TVA shirt, and it says the TVA has to change, and it has to start now. And then it says Time Variance Authority at the bottom. So, with the TVA logo, and then it's him in his TVA. So I'm backing up so you guys can see this. It's him in his TVA uniform. So, yes, I loved the TV show, both seasons. I did really enjoy both seasons. First season more than the second season, but definitely I did enjoy the TV show overall. I've seen all movies that involve Loki at this point. Trying to think. I was so excited when the TV show was announced, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta watch Loki." It did not disappoint in that first season. With the Loki Gator, I was like, "This is so cool." And then the multiple versions of Loki was actually super cool. Trying to think what else I've seen. Like I've seen all of the Thor movies that have Loki in them. I like Thor as a character. He's alright. Of course, Avengers. Went to see Avengers like 5 times when it first came out. The first one. The first Avengers. Trying to think. The TV show. I tend to follow Tom Hiddleston wherever he is. Matter of fact, and we're going to get started while I'm talking about this. But matter of fact, the other day we watched the Pompeii Out of Time docudrama that he did, which was directly born out of a scene from the second episode of Loki TV show where the gist of it is they figure out that, and by now you should have seen Loki. If you haven't, spoilers. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. Spoilers. They had gone and they figured out that disasters, if they went to disasters, it wouldn't, if they time traveled back to when a disaster happened, whatever they did during that disaster didn't matter because the disaster had already happened. And so it wasn't going to change things. This is time could not be necessarily changed, I guess. I mean, it would create a branch timeline, but they could go in there and do whatever they wanted to do, and it wasn't going to change the fact that the disaster happened. So that's why. So they went back to Pompeii to prove this theory. They were in Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius exploded. And so the docudrama was directly born from that because he was, Tom Hiddleston is a classics major. And so he knew how to read Latin and very involved in all of that. And so he's a very cool dude. He seems like he's a super cool dude. So like he went and he did this docudrama and it was like they were trying to find people who would have survived the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. And so they found 3 people and they traced their origins and their actions during the eruption and if they managed to survive or not. And so it was actually really, really good. And I thought it was very well done. And I enjoyed it because also Tom Hiddleston. And as my husband and I were talking, I said, well, and let me interject really fast here. For the eyeshadow primer, we're going to use the NYX Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. This is the shade Deep. Yeah, this is the deep one. And then we're going to put on some face primer. And the face primer is going to be the Rimmel Stay Matte Mattifying Makeup Primer. So, anyway, my husband and I were talking, we were talking about how critics were like, it's overwrought, and this is just over exaggerated, and I'm like, first of all, he's an actor, like, I expect that, like, it just so happens that he's an actor who happens to be also interested in this sort of thing, and so I loved it because it was like, I expect that from him. I expect the theatricality of an actor, of a very good one at that, talking about this. I expect, and it's a docudrama, I expect that there's going to be some acting going on. And yeah, it's going to be dramatized and made, like, I don't get people. I'm like, what were you expecting when you came in here and reviewed this? Like, you should have known that from the beginning. So that tells me you ain't did no research before you reviewed this. Like, you did no research to figure out, first of all, that Tom Hiddleston is in there. So that should have told you certain things from the beginning. But then also that it's a docudrama. Like, right there, drama. Drama is in the word. So what we doing? Like, people just ruin things for other people, but whatever. So I didn't pay any attention to it. But also, I didn't pay any attention to the critique. But I said, and this was my point, I was like, there are going to be 3 types of people who are going to watch this, okay? And are going to be interested in this. 1, the first set, and it's an overlapping Venn diagram, by the way. The first set is going to be people who like Tom Hiddleston, okay? There are going to be people who are like, hey, Tom Hiddleston in that? All right, I'm going to watch that. They're going to watch anything he in. They're going to be like, I really want to see what he got going on here. this sounds interesting. They're going to know about his background, so they're going to know that he's a classics major. And they're going to be like, hey, you know what? This sounds interesting because he's in it. All right. That's group number one. Group number two, and by the way, this is like a lotion. This is the Rimmel primer. It's like a lotion. So I'm adding that to my face now. Group number two, let's see how it smells too. Oh, it smells like Elmer's glue, but primer also. But group number two are going to be people who are interested in Pompeii and Herculaneum, which is also the other famous city that was obliterated. Obliterated is the correct word. Obliterated by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. So people who are interested in that sort of thing, and are history buffs and you know, like research that sort of thing, they're going to be interested in that. They're going to be like, hey, tell me something new about this. Something that I didn't already know. Okay. That's group number two. Group number three is the overlap of those two groups. And you know who's in group number three? I just sat here and told you that I absolutely adore Tom Hiddleston as an actor. Okay. I also am a history nerd. Okay. I'm a Marvel nerd, but also a history nerd. So, yeah, I'm the target audience. I am in both of those groups. I'm a history buff. I did not major in history. I majored in accounting later and journalism first. But my minor in school was history. Very specifically, U.S. history from birth of the nation to 1865 Reconstruction. Okay. Into the war, into the Civil War, start of Reconstruction. It's a very specific point in time. And covers about 100 and something years, maybe about 100 years or so. But I'm interested in that sort of thing. But other history, also interested in this. So y'all girl was, when I want to say probably about 8 or 9. This is where the ADHD, and this is how I know I'm very likely undiagnosed ADHD. Just from other things going on around me and in my life, there are certain signs that make you go, yeah, you probably were. So as a kid, in addition to not being able to sleep and with hyperactivity and doing stuff all the time and a very distinct lack of focus, when I did focus, it was hyperfixation focus. Okay. My makeup should also be a sign. I just looked at my spreadsheet and I have 665 individual things of makeup, pieces of makeup. So that should be a clue. But also hyperfixation on certain things. So I would do a deep dive on things. One of them was the Titanic. I'm quite possibly an expert on the Titanic, and I didn't go to school for any of this. I am not into the oceanography and none of that. Geography, yes, but not oceanography. I don't know nothing about what's going on in the water, other than the pressure is really, 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 really heavy the further you go down, obviously, but also because it's surrounding you, apparently. But also physics. I don't have a background in physics. So, I mean, but I know about water and all of that. So I know from learning about the Titanic, I know a little bit about how the ship degraded when it went down and all of that. So I learned. I went and, because I was like, well, okay, well, why would this be an issue? As a young child, you don't know nothing about this. So I'm like, okay, well, why would this be an issue? So I'm curious. I'm like, all right, well, let me go find this out. Yeah, I was that kid. So one of the other things, earthquakes, volcanoes, and something else, but also space too. But definitely So I was all over the place. But definitely earthquakes and volcanoes. Well, Pompeii being one of the most famous destroyed cities by a volcano in human recorded history. Mount Vesuvius, the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79 was one of the most catastrophic and destructive volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Okay. It obliterated at least 2 cities, probably more, because the ones that were surrounding those 2, got messed up too. So those 2 are just the main ones that people discovered and found, and they were like, oh, this volcano exploded. And then you have the account from Pliny the Younger talking about the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. So there's that. So yes, my little self was just all up in Mount Vesuvius' eruption, and Pompeii, and Herculaneum. So now my eyes are dry and we are ready for eyeshadow. So to start, we're going to cut the crease with the Juvia's Place Culture Duochrome pencil liner in the shade Omoge. This is a green, and it's a duochrome. So I've used it before, and it may need a little help. I don't know. Generally, it doesn't, but I may add a little help to it. We'll see as I do this. But anyway, yeah. So your girl. Oh no, that don't need no help. Let's take that little piece. Let's take that little chunk out of there. Your girl was very much involved in that and learning about it, and it was fascinating. So I spent my time in the library reading about it, and I would check out books and read about it. And so I learned quite a bit. Now, as an adult, I learned certain things. One was that it got so hot, so they got destroyed. They got destroyed by the eruption itself, then the ashfall, and then the pyroclastic surge that came down that was mostly gas. So the pyroclastic surge, that eruption column went up because it erupted up. Then it had to come back down. And when it came back down, it went somewhere. So it had to go somewhere. So yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. So the pyroclastic surge, there were at least 4. There were 4 to 5 of them. Herculaneum got towed up first. Completely obliterated. And it was so hot. I read this on Wikipedia, of course. It was so hot that they believe it vaporized people. Let's start there. It vaporized people. It vaporized the blood and tissue in human bodies before it super burnt them up. And then it was so hot it carbonized. It vitrified. They said it vitrified human brains. So vitrified meaning it turned them to glass. It literally took the tissue that is a human brain in here and vitrified it, turned it to glass, to a substance very close to glass. I was like, oh, that was hot. Yeah. It was hotter than, say, funeral cremation pyre, which is like 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that because I went and I researched it when my mother was cremated. So I learned how all that worked too. So yeah, it was like, this is some, whew, goodness. So when we were watching all of this, I was like, hey, tell me something new about Pompeii and Vesuvius and Herculaneum that I didn't already know, my guy. And he did. So now what we're going to do, very quickly to interject, for the eyeshadow, we're going to use 2 different eyeshadows. The first one is the Rimmel London Magnifies Color Edition. Color being the British spelling, because Rimmel London And it has several shades in here. I've used the blue. The blue is okay. I've used this very bright blue right here. It's okay. Um, it needs help, so we give it some help. We boost it with other ones. But we're going to use the green here. This Mr. Green right here. And then we're going to put a topper on it from the Ulta Beauty collection. And the Ulta Beauty collection one is the shade Under the Sea. So that is literally the name of the thing. It's Under the Sea. So this is a very light green, like it's very light green, not olive, but well, yeah, actually it could be olive, but it's a shimmer. So that and this green that I'm getting ready to put on from the Rimmel one, that's a matte. So we're gonna put this on as the base. So like I say, it needs some help, and so we're going to help it with the shimmer. But yeah, this, I was like, tell me something new that I don't already know. And so the dramatization part of it, that was actually pretty cool. And they found records, they used records that existed that were found within Pompeii and Herculaneum. So yeah, it was very interesting. I thought it was very well done, very well produced, excellent acting. I mean, it was really good. And I'm like, man, go do some other stuff. But yeah, I was that kid in school that was very much into stuff like that. So yes, I would go research, and if it was something I found interesting and that I thought was really very, very interesting and that I wanted to do a deep dive on, I did it. And I was highly encouraged to do so because Mama was like, use your brains, you got a lot of them. Your daddy might be trash, but he's a smart man. So there's that. And my mom was off the charts intelligent also. So yeah, she was like, she always encouraged me to like be super cognizant of learning and be aware that there are other things out in the world outside of you. Go learn about it. Find something that's interesting to you and learn about it. Teach yourself. If you don't learn about it in school, go teach yourself. So, yeah. In addition to history, so I am history, different parts of history, different kinds of history. So I wanted to do, and I've been thinking long and hard about doing it. I am interested in the history of, and I've always found this fascinating, the history of food and how food works like in society, how food furthered trade and like economic progress and technological progress, because you got to figure out how to make it better, faster, and easier. So I was always interested in that, even in school, but I just didn't get a degree in it. But you can apparently get a degree in this. So I'm like, the problem is I'm still paying for that accounting degree. So, and I got a lot to go on this accounting degree. I got about 17,000 to go on this. So I'm like, yeah, maybe not. So yeah, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it. So this is the Ulta Beauty collection, as you can see, the Under the Sea. This green is gorgeous. So I'm going to put this on top of this and we're going to mix it together and see what it does. Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. It just makes it a more brilliant green. Ew, okay. All right, that's really pretty. But yeah, I've always been interested in the history of food. And so I was sitting there thinking about it, and one night I told my husband, this was some years ago, I was like, I just thought about it today, and he was like, what? And I was like, what are the five most important foods in history in like the development of the known modern world, or known world, and then the modern world and ancient world? And he was just like, that's random. And I was like, I know it is very random. Um but it just popped into my brain one day. I was like, I wonder what are considered the five most important foods to human development. So I came up with a list. Later, I came up with a list. Um, so my list is grain, like grains that you would grow. Grain, rice. Rice was used as a currency. Grain was too, but rice was used as a currency in a lot of places, mostly Southeast Asia. Um, Salt and sugar. So like spices and things. Spice trade, massive in human development. Um, Fish. I think. Yeah, fish. And because a lot of cultures depend on fish and what's in the ocean. Um, and probably vegetables. Probably and that's a very broad category, but probably vegetables, because again, if once people figured out how to grow stuff, they were like, oh hey, now we can make a whole economy based off of this. So probably I would say vegetables. But you could narrow that down if you really wanted to. Vegetables for a very specific part of the world. So I wanted to, if I were going to go back to school and get a degree in this, I wanted to do something where I focused my PhD on this if I were going to go get a master's degree and then a PhD. Because I probably wouldn't get a bachelor's in this. I would do the next level up because I have two bachelor's degrees anyway. So I was thinking about, if I wanted to do that, I would um focus my attention and research on that. How did those things, what parts of the world were affected by these things? How did that lead to people going from one part to the other part? Just getting into the base of that. So somebody, my advisor, whomever, would be the person who would help me narrow down my focus. Because listen, we could do this all day long for years if we really wanted to. That could be a project for years. So that's why I was thinking about that. But yeah, I am that weird person that is just like, whoa, random weird thought that might lead to something. So I am very much that person. Um, so so now we're gonna worry about this mascara. So I'm looking to see. I have two from Rimmel. One of these I was like, hey, this could be a primer, and the other one could be just like um regular old mascara. And I think I figured out which one is the primer. All right, so we're gonna start, and we're gonna use this as if it is a primer. We're gonna figure out if this could be a primer. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Endless Grow a Lash Complex, and it's in the shade 003 Extreme Black. That's what this looks like. So, and the front of it. So I bought this, and I think this is in fact the primer, what would be considered the primer. I don't know. We're gonna try it though. And then we're gonna use the other one, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But let's get her going. I did comb through my lashes, and they have grown quite a bit since I've been using the Neutrogena lash serum at night. I use it pretty much every day. Sometimes, like last night, I didn't put any on just because I didn't wear makeup yesterday. So, um, I didn't, I didn't want to put stuff on. And I didn't want to go food with anything. So let her ride today without having done some skincare last night. So the skin is fairly clear right now. A little bit of little odds and ends blemishes there, but very few. Um, so yeah, this is more like a primer. This is very much the primer. But it is making my lashes big, so there is that, because this is very much a this is a lengthening. As y'all can see, if you can, I can get in close here. You can see the type of brush. That is a lengthening brush. That is not a volume brush. So, but yeah, the lashes are doing well with the serum. Um, and they seem to be doing very well. I am also looking down into my Barbie trifold. So, so anyway, yeah, I was thinking about going to school for that. Maybe one day. I'm now in my mid-40s, so I'm like, time is wasting. So maybe. But then again, I'm thinking about also doing CPA, and I will not be doing both of those things at the same time. So we'll see. So on the work front, speaking of CPA, on the work front, we have started training. We have a new person, and I love her. I love her. She's adorable. But I love her. She's the sweetest thing, and she's got experience. So I'm like, yay! So I'm trying not to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. I have more confidence in myself now that I do know what I am talking about, and that I can be a good trainer. So very excited about that. And she has said that she feels like she's learning a lot, and she's, that I'm a good trainer. So I'm like, yay, thank you. I try. And try to put on a good face for the office. And like, we don't want to scare people off when they first get there. Like, it's a lot of information, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot to grasp and to get, and you're just starting. So it's very niche. So I'm like, I tell her all the time, I'm like, I know this is a lot. So stop me with questions as soon as they come to you, because it is very easy. We could deep dive on this for days and not even touch the main part of what we're trying to do just yet. So, it's been going well. This has been her first week. We're at the end of her first week. And so, she hasn't run screaming mad. So, from the job. So I'm like, I must be doing something right. So I've been going into the office every day instead of working my 2 days from home. So, with my little remote schedule, and it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind going into the office. I really don't mind it. I do like working from home, but I don't mind going into the office when I do go. So I tend to get more work done at the house. And so, because I'm one of them people, is, again, the hyperfixation and focus. If I can be by myself and I don't have somebody to chit chat with all day long, and I will sit there and focus directly on what I'm doing, and all the work gets done. All the stuff gets signed off. People are like, hold on, how did you do all of that? And I'm like, yeah, no, I just focused. And I'm like, see what happens when I have the ability to focus? So, yeah. So, so this is, now we're going to actually put on the mascara. Even though, I guess that could serve as the mascara, because, them lashes are popping, as y'all can see. You can see them now. So, I don't know. That could serve as the mascara, I guess. But we're going to add an extra one. So this is the Rimmel London Extra Super Lash, Lash Building Mascara. And this is a volume, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. But this is a volume, And it says, builds a natural to dramatic look. Super lash separation. So, as I opened it up. And see, that is a very thick brush. So that tells me that is a volume brush. So, but anyway, yeah, been going fantastically. So next week we're gonna get into the real business. I've been walking her through stuff so I can then and I can explain it, and then I'll let her drive and let her do. But that first week you kind of just really want to explain what it is we're doing, why we do it, and how it plays into the larger grand scheme of things, how the individual little pieces start playing into things. And I think she's going to be really good. She catches on really fast. She asks the important questions now. She's asking them now. And I'm like, man, that question I didn't even ask for like 3 years. So that's why I'm like, oh, she's going to be good. She's going to be so good. So I'm very excited. And like I said, I really, really like working with her. So I'm very excited. So as y'all can see, yeah, that gave me some volume to go with that length from the other one. And I like this. I really like this Rimmel. This is nice. Now, I ordered these off of Amazon. I did not get them from my Walgreens. I usually can get my Rimmel stuff from Walgreens. But this mascara, that eyeshadow, I'm trying to think what else Rimmel. Oh, the primer and the setting spray, which we're going to use that too if I can find it. All of that. And a bunch of other things I ordered off of Amazon. Now, the one thing that I did get, and I think actually, no, I even got the foundation off of Amazon. Because I had to order, I wasn't sure which one I needed to order, and then I did pick the right one. I've worn this once before, because now we're here. So, my skin is very soft. I really like that primer. That's a very nice primer. It is very soft. I don't have a white cast. My skin is just, it's blurring. I will give it that. It's a very blurring. Let me see. Does it say that? It says it's mattifying. So, shine controlling, pore minimizing, hydrating feel, smooth skin. It did all that. And so, yes, I'm very pleased with this. So, that's a good primer. I like that. This is, so we're going to go ahead and put this on. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Flawless Finish Lightweight Mousse. And it's full coverage in the shade 504 Deep Mocha. And yes, I did shade match with foundation. It is a light mousse. It is pretty nice. I do like this. I do like this. I've worn this before. Because I bought it some time ago and did it in the beauty haul, and then probably in the in buying and trying. So, and eventually we will get back to doing buying and trying. It was just during that massive one for Full Face Darling that I kept buying like massive quantities of things I was missing to fill in, and it was like, I don't want to try to do a buying and trying out of all of this stuff. So, we will eventually get back. Alright, so that looks pretty gross, but I ain't gonna lie, this looks like it looks like we're gonna have some poop humor here. It's what that looks like. So that's why I'm like, that looks pretty gross. But alright, it's foundation, so most foundation looks like that when you squeeze it out, if it's a squeeze out one. But not to be super juvenile and ridiculous. Speaking of super juvenile and ridiculous, please tell me why former friend at the JOB, as you can see, I'm applying this. I'm using the M107 foundation brush to do this. Please tell me why former friend at the job is out here worried about who I'm talking to in this office. I'm like, you better be worried about what you need to be worried about. Don't worry about who I'm talking to in here. You need to mind your business. Like, you do not seem to have enough work. You don't seem to have enough work. Because if you did, you wouldn't have time to be worried about this. Why are you worried about who it is I'm talking to in here? That's none of your business. That's literally none of your business. You are not my boss. You are not the person I'm talking to that you worried about, boss. Definitely not day boss. Why are you worried about who I'm talking to? See, and this is my thing. If you hadn't been running your mouth and doing all this extra, you wouldn't have any cause to be worried about me talking to this person. You wouldn't be worried about that. So I know that's what you're scared of, because you swear I'm going in there and talking about you, when in actuality, me and the person that former friend is worried about that I'm talking to, me and this person then already chit-chatted about this, and they said, no, you don't come in here and talk about him, and he don't come in here and talk about you. I said, well, he talking about me to somebody, because I was told that he was worried about me coming in here and talking to you so much. And they were like, yeah, I don't know why he worried about that. I'm like, he need to be worried about doing that job and doing it well, because he don't seem to be doing that. Listen, that's none of my business, but he don't seem to be doing that. But whatever. Let me shut up and worry about whether or not I'm doing my work correctly and continue to collect these coins and do what I need to do. I'm like, why is my name in your mouth? Why am I a topic of conversation for you? You don't like me, and you said I was annoying, and I got on your nerves. So why are you talking about me to other people? Make it make sense. Because you know you was wrong. Anyway, so for the concealer, this is the Rimmel Multitasker Concealer. And it is the shade 090 Toffee Caramel. This is a bit bright. It's supposed to be an under eye brightener, but this is a bit bright. So I think this might not be the right shade that I need to do this. So I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to blend this out. I'm using the Morphe brushes today. This is the Morphe M103 foundation. And of course our angled concealer. This is the M132. So go ahead and get her blended out. Yeah, I'm like, you still spending a whole lot for somebody you don't like and you think is annoying and bothers you so much. You still spend a whole lot of time worried about what it is I'm doing and where I am and who I'm talking to, and you swear that I'm talking about you when I'm talking to this person. You know what I'm talking about, this person? I'm talking about, so I ran into this issue doing this thing that you are an expert at, and I need your expert opinion to figure out how to get around my problem. That is why I'm talking to this person. Also, definitely not any of his business what I'm talking to this person about, but I go to this person for advice on personal matter, because I very much appreciate their opinion, and they are very wise, and so they give very good advice, and they make me think about things from a different perspective. Sometimes they will tell me, hey, you might want to think about it from this angle and approach it this way. That is what this person does for me. And we have a very good working relationship, and we have a good personal relationship. I really like them. So I'm like, what I'm doing with that person ain't none of your business, buddy. Grow up and go mind your business. You better be more concerned about learning how to do this job than who it is I'm talking to. Because I guarantee you, I know what I'm doing up to a certain point. I know exactly what it is I'm doing, how to accomplish it. And oh, by the way, I'm teaching somebody else how to do it. You're not doing any of those things. And there's a reason why you're not doing any of those things. Because you did all that yip yapping and you tried to make it seem like you knew what you was doing. And it turns out you don't know what you're doing. And oh, by the way, they also recognize you don't know what you're doing. Like, go be worried about that. Don't be worried about me. I am not your problem. And we are not in the same boat. We in the same boat, but you're in a different part of the boat. You under the damn storage is where you are. I'm out here rowing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm rowing. So I suggest that you go worry about coming up from below deck and joining the rest of the crew. Cause you are not captaining this boat like you seem to think you are. You are not. And you know you're not. That's the point. You know you're not, and you know they know you're not. So I don't know why you seem to think we are in the same boat and why we are doing the same things. We are not doing the same things. And it's been evident for some time that we're not doing the same things. There's a reason why you wasn't allowed to learn the same things I was being allowed to learn. I was trying to be nice and say, well, you could come over there and learn too. But, since you want to try to make things be a competition and try to talk junk about me, okay, well, all right. Talk your shit over there, but you're going to do it away from me. And you're not finna come in here and interrupt these coins. You are not. You're not going to interrupt the coins being gathered. So I don't know why. I'm like, you seem to think you were in competition with me, and you're not in competition with me. You out here getting ready for the race, and I don't even know we're going outside today. So I show up and I open the door, and I'm like, I'm still in sweatpants and a t-shirt. Like, he out there on the lawn with got them sneakers on, out there stretching. He done been ready to go since 8 a.m. Your girl wasn't even turning over at 8. Like, it's like that. Like, I don't get him. I know what his problem is, but he seems to think that he is as good, if not better. And I'm like, you did all this yip yapping and did all this carrying on. They gave you the chance to in charge it and learn how to in charge, and you didn't do well at all. Meanwhile, yeah, I may not be as far along as some of the rest of our peers, but my ass got heart, and I ain't talking about folks, and I'm minding my business. You know what I'm doing? Staying black and minding my black ass business is what I'm doing. So I'm like, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Now, as y'all can see, to interject here, this is the concealer blended out. This is the foundation blended out. Now, y'all see how that foundation blended out real nice? I really like that. That blended out real nice. And it is, in fact, full coverage. Because it covered up all them blemishes, them little tiny little blemishes that I had. But that under eye, as you can see, is very brightening. This shade specifically is a very brightening shade for me. So that's why I was like, I don't know if this is the right shade. But I'm just not used to my under eye being super bright. I'm used to doing it where it's a color match. And so it's fine. It's fine. I promise. It's fine. So those put together, I really like that. And it blended well and did the under eye brightening very well with its own foundation. It does it well with other foundation, that under eye concealer. So yes, I'm very pleased with the result of that. That's very nice. So now I had two types of blush that I wanted to use. I was gonna use this NYX Sweet Cheeks soft cheek tint, but I have a Rimmel that I have never used, so we're gonna use the Rimmel instead. This is the Rimmel Multitasker Turbocharged Glow. It's that. In the shade 001, Not a Basic B. Speaking of basic Bs. Yeah, this is a blush. It's supposed to be like a blush mixed with a highlighter. So, it says liquid illuminator turbocharged with light reflecting pearls. This is gonna be bright and it's gonna not be matte. I can tell you that. So, I'm prepared for this, but it's gonna be like a highlighter. I'm almost certain. So let's see what she do. We probably only need one, maybe two. All right. Start out easy so we know how this is gonna work. We don't do like too much and then we gotta, fix. So, all right, let us blend it out. This is the Morphe 204 Cream and Liquid Blush Brush. So let's see what she does. Just as I thought. It is a highlighter and a blush all in one. So, that's cute though. It's real pretty. Yeah, that's really pretty. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And the color is really pretty. See, that's a nice little sheen, but it's a nice subtle sheen, but it's a pink. And it looks nice. I like that. That's nice. Okay, Rimmel. Rimmel is a drugstore, because by the way, I can get this at Walgreens. Now, my Walgreens just doesn't carry a ton of Rimmel stuff, but I can get Rimmel at my drugstore. So, this is very much a drugstore, and none of this was expensive. I can tell you that in doing, when I was ordering on Amazon. That's how I could get a bunch of it all at once and not spend a fortune. So, trying to get this little spot to cooperate and it will not. What are you doing? That did not want to blend. What is happening there? Alright, so I'm going to have to do something with my finger. Yeah, because that did not want to blend out with this brush. That was weird. Okay. That did not, and I'm having to use my finger to do this. It did not want to blend that at all. Like where I did the little tap on here, it did not want to do that. But okay. This hair is pissing me off. It keeps getting down here where I'm tapping my face. Every time I do something with that. Yeah, that's weird. That did not want to blend out. That little piece didn't want to blend, and I didn't want to like swipe it because mess with the foundation. But yeah, no, that's actually really pretty. Okay. So that's really, really pretty, and I like how that turned out. So it's a nice subtle color. So yeah, I like that. I did get my little towels back in here. As you can see, I've already used it at least once. I got both of them in here again. I washed them finally and then promptly used them a couple of days ago. All right, so now let's set her down. I have some Rimmel. I don't know what I was going to use to do this. I have some Rimmel. I'm going to put this up really fast in my kit. Some Rimmel setting powder, and it's really decent. I like it. It's down here in the setting powder section of my kit, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to find it. I should have got this earlier. But while I'm doing this, keep you yapping. But yeah, so I was just like, I don't know what your problem is. Actually, I know what your problem is, and you're weird. Leave me alone. Like, go ahead now. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. Keep it up. You're gonna play around, and you're gonna get your feelings hurt, and you're not going to like what I have to say when I hurt your feelings, because you're going to get told about yourself because you're doing too much. You're doing entirely too much. And I don't like you. So, which is a shame because I really did like him. I did. But, nah, I don't mess with people who sit around and talk about me all day long. And I'm like, baby, I must be living rent-free in that head. Rent-free. On the penthouse level. Rent-free. So, can't be too annoying. So, bear with me. I'm going to have to find this, setting powder. I don't know where it is. And I would like to use it with its own foundation. And I don't know where it is. I'm really, really mad about that. I don't know where it is. I know it's down here in my setting powder section, but I don't see it. And I know it's in there. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go off camera for a second. Let's see. That's Wet n Wild. It's Wet n Wild. That ain't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Rimmel. Oh. That's ColourPop. We're not getting closer, it seems. Not getting closer at all. That's NYX. I see the NYX. I see the Wet n Wild. Another Wet n Wild. I know that Rimmel is down here. I promise y'all, I do know that it is in this section. That's Juvia's Place. SheGlam. Maybelline. I know I bought Rimmel setting powder because I've used it once. And I liked it when I used it. Let's see. Sorry. Going back off camera again. That's Catrice. I don't know where this is. So. Haha, I found it. I found it. I found it. Hallelujah. We found it. All right. So let me put things back, because if I don't have space for things. Now, I have been using a lot of the Sephora one, and it is nice. I do really like that Sephora setting one. All right. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, setting powder. So this is in the shade 031 Pecan. And it says it's a lightweight powder formulated with natural minerals for up to 5 hours matte finish. Helps to minimize the appearance of pores and hide imperfections for flawless skin. So, yes, I do like this. It is very good. And I get great results. The one time I did use it, it was good results. This one I do have to prime in my hand, and we're going to set. As you can see, it's a very brown, and it matches me very well. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know what his deal is, but I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what your problem is. Go somewhere. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. And very shortly, because we have figured out when we are moving our office, we moving in like 2 months. So the way that's set up and the way I made sure that it was set up is that I am not anywhere near this person at all. Not at all. They would never have to see me if they didn't come over to literally specifically come over to my side of the room. Good. I'm like, don't come over here. You have no reason to come over here except to talk to the person that you worried I'm talking to about you. You ain't got to come over here. So don't. Mind your business and stay over there. So where you are. So yeah, not at all. So excited. Now, for the under eye, we're going to do the Essence 24 Ever Ink Liner. And this is in the shade Intense Black. Because I'm going to do my under eye now. Now, I have Rimmel under eye. I have some Rimmel somewhere. But I don't particularly want to use it right at this moment. So, everything else I used. So, yes, you will probably see me use this again when we get to Rimmel in the Full Face Darling episode. And I don't know where Rimmel is in the order just yet. I haven't figured that out just yet. But I will. Okay. I will figure it out. Right now, I think the next one we're going to do is Essence. And so, I want to focus on Essence next. Because we have done ColourPop and we have done Wet n Wild. And I'm very, very pleased to do that. So, we are now ready to do our blush, powder blush, and then we're going to focus on the lips. So, powder blush, this is the Morphe M164 powder brush. So, on the agenda today, I will be going to go buy some makeup. I'm going to go to Ulta, and then I am going to get some lunch, and then I'm going to come back home. I'm not planning to be out in the street too much today. For the Maxi Blush here, this is the Rimmel Maxi Blush powder blush, and it is in the shade 001 Third Base. I've used this before, and I liked it a lot. So, nice blush, very subtle, nice color. See, that's a very nice, subtle color. Very pleased with this. Sometimes you don't want that powder blush to be overwhelming. If I want overwhelming and loud, I will use Fenty. Fenty or Juvia's Place. And that is not Fenty, like, that's not a knock against Fenty or Juvia's Place. Sometimes you want that blush to be like, you want it to be emphasized. But some days, I just want a nice, subtle, nice little subtle pink. And this does this very well. This and the Laura Mercier, that does a nice little subtle. And see, it did a nice little subtle, and I really like that. But the yeah, so we're gonna go to Ulta and get a couple of things. We're gonna try again with this Maybelline blush and see if I can't. I'm sorry, L'Oreal blush. I went to go buy it last week, and the one that they had one, and the one that they had was opened, and I was like, I'm not buying already open. No, absolutely not. So, yeah. Now for the lipstick, we're gonna be real cute today. We're gonna use a pink. And I am not going to use the Rimmel lipstick because the Rimmel lipstick that I have is a red, and I don't have any pink. I wanted to use a soft pink with this look. I want the eyes to be the focal point here. So we're going to use the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner, and this is in the shade 06 or 05 pink blush. Okay, and then we're going to follow it up with something new that I just got. So, let me line my lips. And I used this lip combo the other day, and they match perfectly, so. They go well together. And they're both Essence products, so. But yes, I'm going to go get some lunch. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I also have been slack this week. And so, because I've been training new person, kind of takes my focus. So, when I would get home, I'd be like super tired. So I need to do the um, I need to do editing for Budget Beauty and for my side project. I need to do video editing. So, all right. Now, we have pink outline and ready to go. For the lipstick, this is the Essence Blur Souffle Matte Lip Cream. Now, y'all know I generally don't like lip creams, and like I like liquid. If I'm going to use liquid lipstick, which I do, if I'm going to use liquid lipstick, it needs to be something that's going to dry and be transfer proof. But this is really nice. I really, really, really like both of these. I have two of them. Let's find the other one. Yeah. So I got them in two shades. This one is a brown that's like a nude for me. It's a brown, but brown matches my lips. This is in the shade O2 Spice Filter. And it's a really nice shade. I wore it. I did actually wear this yesterday. When I said I didn't wear makeup, I didn't wear like face makeup or eye makeup or whatever. But I did put on a little bit of lipstick. It was real nice. I liked it. But this right here, I used this the other day. This is in the shade 04 Main Feed. So I used this the other day. And I used this lip combo with this lip liner. And then I did Barbie pink. So I put a little bit of gloss on top of it. So I did my little Barbie look. And it turned out nicely, I thought. It was very nice. And I was very impressed. So I'm taking this sticker off. So, and putting it somewhere else. Main Feed. Does it have the color on here? Otherwise, no. And that is why I want to keep this sticker, because it's not giving me the color. Otherwise, of course it's not. Let's put it down here then. See if it'll keep it on here. So I like this. It's really nice. And I can tell you, as soon as I put it on, I was like, oh, this is like the Maybelline Teddy Tint. Super Stay Teddy Tint. That is exactly what this reminds me of. So, and even one of the shades matches this really well. So, here goes. And just that initial application was like, oh, Maybelline Super Stay Teddy Tint. Except that is transfer. That doesn't transfer, so. And I do like this. And it did feel really good on my lips. So, also later today, gonna be watching Swingly. So, it's just Finn tonight. It's not the not Houseless Finn. So, we're watching it tonight. My lips are torn up right now. I can tell I did not put anything on last night. They're tore up. But that's fine, because I'm going to take this off in about 2 or 3 hours to eat. But that goes on very nicely, and I like it. And it's pretty. I like this. I like this. I may blot it down too. See if I can get this, some of this lip extra skin that has come off in the course of me putting on this lipstick. See if I can get some of that off. But I like how this turned out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the completed look. So, I'm going to wipe this off my fingers. We now need to set her down. And I know I have the Rimmel setting spray in here. There it is. I found it. I've not opened it, so this will be my first time using it. So, this is the Rimmel London Fix and Go Stay Matte 2-in-1 Primer and Setting Spray. So, yes, we could use this as a face primer. I don't like them liquid ones. I like using the, I like using a regular old cream primer. I don't like using the liquid ones. They're okay, but I always feel like I didn't get enough on my face. And did it do what I wanted it to actually do, which is prime my face for foundation. So, yeah, I don't really care for those. But, all right, I know I'm probably going to use Mr. Sweetful here. I think we're going to have to, so let's do it. It says, directions for use after applying makeup. Hold the bottle 8 inches, 20 centimeters from your face. Close eyes and spray in circular motions to cover the full face to help set makeup into place. Use throughout the day to help revitalize and refresh makeup for a freshly applied look and feel all day long. Avoid spraying into eyes. Well, yeah, probably, yeah, don't do that. So, okay. All right. Shine Control locks in makeup, quick dry, oil free. Well, maybe I may not need to use Mr. Sweetful, but well, let's get him ready just in case. All right, here goes. Okay. Oh, it smells sweet. I've smelled this smell before, but it smells sweet. It's a sweet. Oh, it smells like Bath and Body Works. It smells like Bath and Body Works pear body spray from the 90s. Ooh, that smells good too. That smells really good. Oh, and it is quick drying because my face is almost dry. You know, y'all saw me spray all that on my face. Ooh, that smells good. Because I used to love that. And I don't think I have any of that now. Well, maybe I do. But that's what it reminds me of immediately. I used to get that one and the cucumber melon. It really smells like the cucumber melon too. But I used to get the cucumber melon. I would go down to the Bath and Body Works in the mall and buy it. And I remember being like, Mom, go get me, I want to get a Bath and Body Works spray. And she'd be like, you got Bath and Body Works money? I'm like, damn, why you gonna hit me up like that? But she would buy it. Okay, so yeah, my face is dry, actually. That really fast. That was really fast. And it did set it. So, yeah, kind of. Is that section dry? Yeah, that's dry. Okay. All right. I was like, so I was not expecting that. So I'm putting on my accessories and we are finished. So yeah, I'm gonna come back here and do some chores once I get back after I buy my makeup, and then I'm going to chill for the rest of the day, get dinner going so we can eat while Sven is on. We're gonna have some spaghetti, but I'm gonna go get some garlic bread while I'm at Publix to pick up part of my lunch, and then I'll be back home. Hopefully I would like to get these posted, and the ones that are outstanding, get that posted before tomorrow. I would like to get all of that posted today. So, we'll see. So, that's the completed look, and we're finished. I am going to put my flower on. I am going to wear a flower. Or my green flower to go with my green makeup and my Loki shirt. And I have a lot of Marvel shirts. I have several Captain America. Y'all done heard me talk about the 4 or 5 Captain America shirts we got in here. I'm like, why? Why do we have this many Captain America shirts? Because somebody keeps misplacing it and then being like, oh, you know what we should do? Go buy a Captain America shirt. And I'm like, like, I just make that face because I'm just like, no, because you need to not lose these. So, yeah, I really liked how this turned out. I think this turned out really pretty. Rimmel makes some good stuff. So, yes, Rimmel will be the subject of a full face darling down the road. Probably not soon, but down the road. And we will use some more Rimmel products. We'll probably use the majority of what we used in here today. And make her work. I really, really liked how this turned out. I love how these eyes turned out. That is fantastic. Ulta Beauty Collection does not sleep when it comes on these little eyeshadow singles. So, very, very, very pleased with how that turned out. That is gorgeous. Now, I have a shade in the ColourPop Just My Luck palette that mimics this. So, I have other ways to do this specific effect with the green, but I'm very pleased, and I'm very pleased with how that Rimmel worked. That Rimmel green actually was a good green base. That was gorgeous. That actually, I was impressed with it. That blue was actually really pretty too. It just needed a little bit of help, but not a whole lot. But I'm very, very impressed with that Rimmel and with this Ulta Beauty Collection combination. I think that turned out great because that looks like money green on my eyes, and it's a nice shimmer. So, and I really like how that pencil turned out too from Juvia's Place. I generally am impressed with Juvia's Place, so there's that. Juvia's Place also has a green that mimics this in their Culture palette, both of their Culture palettes, 1 and 2. So, and also in the Nubian 2 palette. So, yeah, I can get green in a variety of ways here. I don't need just to do it that way. But I want to thank you for coming in and watching. Come back and watch more of my videos later. We now have 7 series, and we have weekly content coming. It's just this week we're a little behind, but we will be back on track very shortly. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment, please. Let me know what you think. And subscribe. Definitely subscribe. If this is your first time watching it and you're not subscribed, subscribe. I have a lot going on with makeup. And, you know, I like to talk. So, I talk about a variety of things while I'm doing this makeup. So, you're going to have fun when you get here. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you later. Peace.